This is amendment number 5, and it goes something like this. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Now, how does this work? Okay, they can't just haul your behind in just because they suspect you've committed a crime. They have to have actual evidence saying that you've committed that crime before they can actually bring you in. They have to give you formal charges or they can't keep you in jail. They can't just throw you in a dungeon somewhere and say, hey, you're in here and there's nothing you can do about it. If they don't charge you with a crime, they can't hold you. It's that simple. Isn't that nice? So that means you can't be held indefinitely in a dungeon. Now, there are some exceptions here. If you're part of the United States Army, or you're part of the United States Navy, or any other branch of the military service, or you're part of a local militia, which was like the National Guard, that kind of thing. If you're a part of that, and you're at a time of war, then they really can put you in a dungeon for an indefinite period of time without filing any charges against you. Other than that, they can't do that. And in a time of peace, all these soldiers are to be treated the same way as the regular citizens. Okay. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb. Okay, now, let me explain that one to you. Have you ever heard the person that got away with murder? Well, here's how that works. A guy's arrested. They have evidence. They put him on trial. He goes through this lengthy trial because of a murder. And for some reason, the jury doesn't convict him of the murder. Okay, maybe they don't have enough evidence, whatever. So the guy goes flying out of court, and he starts shouting to everybody, hey, look at me. They found me innocent of the crime, but yet I did actually commit the murder. Well, he can't be tried again. Not for that crime. But I guarantee you they're going to have their eyes on that guy, and the very second he slips up on anything, he's going to be right back in jail. So he may have gotten away with that murder, but that doesn't mean he's going to get away with the next crime. I guarantee it. So, he better keep himself squeaky clean for the rest of his life, because he's just been caught a very lucky break. See what I mean? So, basically, like I said, if you've robbed a whole bunch of money and they can't find you guilty, even if they discover the money later on, they discover that you actually robbed it. Doesn't matter. You've been found innocent. The end. You better enjoy your money, because I'll tell you what, they'll catch you on something else. I guarantee it. Let's go on here. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. What does that mean? That means that if you have actually committed the murder, they cannot force you to say, hey, I actually committed the murder. They can't force you to say that. Oh yes, I'm the one who robbed the bank. They can't force you to say that. If you say that, you're being dumb. Okay? So, if you plead the fifth, what you're saying is, I pretty much committed the crime, but I'm not going to tell you that, and I don't have to. You still have to prove that I did it. Okay. And which they probably will anyway, so you're pretty much screwed anyway. But anyway. Okay. Nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That means that if you own a great big ranch, the government can't just suddenly say, hey, it's mine. They have to find some reason to take that ranch off your hands. Can't just suddenly say, hey, I feel like I want to take a ranch off of some guy's hands. Doesn't work that way. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. In other words, if you've got a $60,000 ranch and the government wants to build a highway that goes through your ranch, they have to cough up a pretty fair amount of money. They can't just come up to you and say, here's $50, I'm taking your ranch. They can't do it that way. They may not give you the whole $60,000 for your ranch, but they will give you something comparable, because if they don't, they're illegal. And we have heard cases like this too, Or they suddenly seize something when they didn't really have the permission to do so. And they didn't give enough compensation to do so. So that's not unheard of either. But anyway, that's how Amendment 5 works. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.